can tell us to go ahead with $128 million. So we sat down with CCCC as we speak to you, to the glory of God, which has come down to $75 million. So we have been able to save not less than 50-something million dollars. We believe that having provided 29 billion, that will go a long way for them to see that we are serious in the operation of the metro line. Then we take it again to 2025 budget, because this money cannot be paid in one fiscal year. Education sector. The education sector has a budgetary proposal of the sum of 80.3 billion, out of which 56 billion is for the current expenditure, and the sum of 24 billion is for capital expenditure, which includes the sum of 2 billion as UBEB counterpart funding. For this 2023, in the national budget, supplementary, what was given to us was what was allocated was 5 billion, but what was released to us is 2.5. And then in the 2023 statutory budget, what was provided was 8 billion, which is still 10.5 billion. Now, we know that the budget was extended to about May, June for our statutory budget. And then the supplementary budget, national budget, was extended to March. So it's ending by the end of this March. And then we're embarking on total renovation of 21 schools. And we know that there's no way we can finish it within the 2023 budgetary allocation. So we have to make provision for 2024 budget and added another 21 schools that we are going to carry out for 2024 fiscal. So that will be finishing by next year, but this 21 will be finishing by this year. Health sector, we provided for 45.7 billion. Out of this, 35.5 is for the current expenditure, which includes 1.3 billion for drug revolving fund, while the sum of 10.2 billion is for capital expenditure. This 10.2 billion is for 3 major hospitals and the house officers' residence, which we have been denied accreditation because of the level of dilapidation. So we have identified Otako, we have identified Guarimpa, we have identified Guagualada to be able to put the hospitals in the standard they require. So this is where the money is being voted from. Environmental sector, of course, we have voted the sum of 17.6. Out of this, 14.5 is for its operations and recurrent expenditure, and the sum of 3 billion is for the capital projects. Before we came, I think they awarded contract for 6 sites for refuse disposal, and we felt that no need to abandon those projects. Let's allocate funds so that they'll be able to complete these projects. But let us understand that FCC requires 7 billion per annum for the maintenance of the city cleaner contracts. For FCC require over 7 billion per annum, while the maintenance of Whooper sewage treatment plant requires about 2.5 billion annually. The water sector, we have provided 9 billion for the water sector in 2024. Of course, out of this, 2.2 is earmarked for water treatment and chemical, while the sum of 7.4 is earmarked for the FCT Water Board personnel cost. Now, through the 2024 Statutory budget, we shall accelerate the implementation of the Greater Abuja Water Project. Remember, this project by CGC is being financed by China Exim and the counterpart funding of FCT. FCT balance is about $16.5 million. We have paid last month 5.6 billion. We were able to pay another 5.6 billion. And then by April, we would have concluded our own dollar counterpart. And then the company had agreed that they will complete this Greater Abuja Water project by December. So we have put in 20 billion for that, and then keep the balance to be paid to them by the next fiscal year. This Greater Abuja Water project is so important for the residents of Abuja. If we can finish it, it will help us a lot. Agricultural sector was allocated 7.9 billion. In this, out of this 7.9, 3.5 is for capital projects. Social Development Secretariat were allocated 5 billion, which is geared toward the promotion of gender, youth, and children development. Legal services. In every year, we have suits not less than 1,000. And all this is because of land. As we speak today, we have more than 600 judgments against FCT. Some of it are legal, some of it are by conclusion of the civil servants and the land grabbers. You know, it's very embarrassing that the former minister left May 29th. In June, a director of land signed 500 hectares of land to an individual. And the individual, of course, going to this court, get judgment, going here, get judgment. For me, those judgments will not stand. I've gone to demolish the entire fence, and I've told our lawyers to go and appeal. There are certain things we cannot accept. For whoever is involved, it doesn't matter who is involved. Director of land cannot act for minister. It is never done. And you know where Sunrise Water Park is? On Friday, I went to commission that water park. It's the biggest in West Africa. It can be compared to Disneyland. And that is what we are looking for as investment. Something that will create job. Something that will raise revenue for government. Do you know what this individual did? In connivance with the FCT lawyer, went to court on Thursday to get an order stopping the commissioning of this facility. Of course, I didn't hesitate. I have to take the file away from the lawyer. I handed it over to another lawyer. And I don't know anybody can come to you. But if we have given you 500 hectares, what I thought was that you are going to do mass housing. Now what they are doing is to now allocate the land to individuals and sell. And I have never seen that. One man, 500 hectares, and it's allocated. Meanwhile, government have provided infrastructure. So, when you hear it, assuming it's your friend or your brother, I've informed you now that we have such a problem. There's no need to, Mr. Chairman, I will plead with you, there's no need to invite me. So that's why I want to put it here now, because What is bad is bad. Ages. Let me say this. I have said before, I think when I appeared, either during the supplementary budget, we're introducing a new CFO that has security features. And that requires recertification. Don't look at it that, oh, it's just for money, it's not for money. It's to protect what you have. This our CFO has been bastardized. One person, 3 persons will have one CFO. We can't allow that to happen again. Just we have voted 1.1 billion for them to have all those things. And then area council services were provided for them 4.1 billion. Let me sincerely tell you this. And when I appeared before the Senate in a closed-door session about the issue of security, the Senate was surprised to hear that there's nothing called security vote in the FCT. If anything happens now, the security men can't come to me for an operation. They can't come. If they do, they need to apply. And when they apply, I need to minute it to the permanent secretary. The permanent secretary will minute it to the director of treasury. The director of treasury will minute it to the DFA. The DFA will minute it to a cashier 1 or cashier 2. Then before that time, you don't even know who is giving out the information. So information is gone that security people want to carry out covert operation. As a governor, my director of SSS can say, look, there's an operation we want to carry out this night. We need 30 million naira to carry out that operation. I don't need to meet the accountant. All I need to, okay, go and take money here. Move. You don't tell second people or third person you want to carry out an operation. Nobody does that. No, nobody does that. So everything, okay, just take for example, where the contractor who is going to supply communication gadgets for security agencies wrote to us that we must seek approval from the National Security Advisor. I now wrote to the National Security Advisor to please give us end-user certificate so that this contractor will be able to provide these communication gadgets. I was thinking that since it's a security issue, we'll get it. The National Security Advisor wrote to me to tell the police, the SSS, and civil defense to write before they will give. I said, but they are not purchasing. We are purchasing for them. So we will need you to give us for us to give them. But the point is, that is bureaucracy. And we're talking about security. We're talking about security. So these are the kind of lapses we normally have. I will plead that you take into consideration this issue of security vote. I've never seen where something will happen, you begin to go to bank to collect. I've never seen that. It has never happened. And take for example, something must have happened now in Buhari, and they said they did 50 men there. What do? You need to apply. I saw you put it in writing. Then PANSEC may have traveled. Then you have to wait for PANSEC to come. It can't work. So this is our 2024 statutory estimate, and I urge you, as you have always done, by giving us the support, if we can give expeditious attention so that we will not stop doing what we are doing. And the chairman and members, I can assure you, by May this year, you will be invited to participate in commissioning of so many projects. Thank you very much.
That's my advice.
That would mean, hold on, why we cannot do that, Deputy Chairman? First of all, the Deputy Chairman, Deputy Chairman, let me tell you why that may boomerang. How will it boomerang? First of all, it will defeat the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. If before these rural areas have never had the influence, the attention of the government, they've lost hope. And suddenly, the government is coming in now to bring infrastructure that has renewed their hope. And you made promise to them that I'm going to change your life. I'm going to make your life be comfortable. I'm going to provide roads to a place. So we cannot do that one. We can't do that at all. Because they are part of FCT and they must enjoy what the government is doing.
Honorable Minister, budget document is quite ambitious and very, very inspiring. I've seen so many positives with the budget. I'm a finance person. And when I see numbers, they captivate my attention naturally. I've seen so many positives, the movement of the capital vote from 80-something billion to over 720-something billion naira. That's quite tremendous, and I'm sure giving your track record is something that we know is doable. I have little concern and reservation with respect to the proposed commercial bank loan. Now, 500 billion naira is quite a lot, but for FCT, I will ordinarily expect you to even go higher, but not the commercial bank loan. Commercial bank loans are usually a short time in tenure, and they come with higher costs. If we look at the present MPR, which the central bank read out recently, the effective MPR as of today is about 22.75%. So if you take that to the commercial banks, you end up having conservatively a rate that is not lower than 25%. So I would think, as a finance person, that if we look at the capital market, it will be better in terms of management for FCT. So I think it's something that we need to look back. Maybe because of the exigencies and the urgency to complete the project, we could start by taking the commercial bank loan, but look at the possibility of taking the capital market loan so that you will end up defraying the commercial bank loan. So it's what I observed, and I said I should put.
Members should realize FCT operates different from states. Allocations for council are given to them 100%. The minister don't hold any monies for council. If the grant is 300 billion, he pays them 300 billion every month. That is what we're supposed to understand. FCT don't keep 1 naira for councils. When monies are given to them, at least, they should work with that monies given to them. Roads, if you go to area councils today, there's no roads. All monies given to them, that's what I'm telling the chairman area council. I said, you have to go into oversight. Go and check them. Check their books. That's the work of area council committee. You are giving them monies, nothing to show. They come into the main city, they collect revenues, we give them 10%, nothing to show. And in our budget again, we are still giving them projects. Projects over 100 billion now is going to council, or 200. So they need to sit up. Mr. Chairman, you need to talk to them. Honorable, I think let's take 2 or 3 questions.
FCT, the Honorable Minister of State, invited guests. My name is Honorable Abdurrahman Ajia. I represent the very good, wonderful people of Gwagwalada, Kuje, Kwali, Abaji. I'm from FCT. Honorable Minister, with the permission of my chairman, I'm happy to be the last speaker, and this meeting will have been incomplete without me saying a word here. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the Honorable Minister for what you've been doing for us in FCT. We've witnessed and partake in most of your flagging off activities in these satellite towns. Some of these things you are doing are unprecedented. So in terms of infrastructural development, we can testify that you have made a difference in FCT. Secondly, on the issue of insecurity, insecurity is one of our major challenges, not only in Nigeria, not only in FCT, but Nigeria at large. And that of FCT is more peculiar because of our boundary nature with most of these states. I will want FCT to adopt this strategy because many a times we tend to fight these criminals within FCT. They run to the nearby states. So when they run to the nearby states, after the operation, they still come back to.
The committee wants to appreciate you for job well done, for raising your capital performance from 20% to 63% when you come in as the Honorable Minister, and we hoped by the end of June you would have reached your 100% performance. And we hope to see a different performance from you in 2024. Honorable colleagues, I think we'll close from here. And I'll call on the Deputy Chairman, the Area Council to move.
My name is Honorable Peter Akpanke. I represent all the people of Obanliku, Bekwara, Obudu Federal Constituency from Cross River State. Honorable colleagues, having listened to the Honorable Minister exhaustively presenting his budget or presented his budget to us with the transformation agenda he's carrying on within the FCT already, I hereby move that we adjourn Senedai. I so move.
Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Minister, I want to commend you for making an effort to re-certify Abuja's CFOs. It's a very painful decision. I just want to advise you. You have been known as one of the fearless leaders in this country. And it's not easy for one to be fearless, particularly in Nigeria, as a leader. Please try by all means not to allow impunity in recertification process. It's very, very important. You are not stupid, I am not stupid, you know better than anybody. Unveiling a masquerade is not a small thing. You have a lot of masquerade to unveil as far as this exercise is concerned. And it's going to touch a lot of big heads. As a fearless leader, we have so much confidence in you. We can rely in whatever decision you have taken, regardless of how good or bad or painful that particular decision is. We thank you for that. That's only I have for you.
I'm going to go ahead. But two, you know, when we say big men, all of us are the big men. We're all the big men. We're all the people living in the city. It's not the poor people in Guagualada. It's we here. So please, when we come, and please try to, you know, obey simple rules. Two, about the MTN. You know, see the people. You know, when they write to you to give approval for right of way, and it is very important for them to know that, look, this right of way, where does it take you from where to where? Last night, I saw what happened. I have just told him today, go and write to MTN to stop every excavation. If they don't stop, go and carry everything they have. Whether they are paying revenue or not, we can pay them back their revenue. I've seen it. So I thank you. Even Mr. Chairman called my attention to it last night. You talked about revenue. There's no government, no matter the revenue you get, that you won't go and take loan. There's nobody. Why does it help you? Like the former person asked, so that I'll answer the two questions using one stone. I'll kill two birds with one stone. You talk about capital market and the commercial bank. And then you talk about our revenue. When you said 500 billion, how do we intend to pay? We are paying every year 110 billion. Every month, the bank collects about 8 to 10 billion of our IGR. It's like an ISPO, right? We have calculated the interest rate. That's how it came to about 8 to 10 billion. We went as far as 24%. Now, if we have 500 billion and the bank is collecting 10 billion every month, it's 5-year loan. We still have something balanced that we can still work on with. Now, this 500 billion, what have we done? We are attaching it to specific projects. So we know that we are completing this project from so time to so time. If we just depend on the IGR, mind you, when I came on board, the IGR was about 16 billion. Today, we're hitting up to 25 billion. Now, when the company knows that there's money there, it's going to be paid, the company goes on doing his job. Now, if you don't take that loan, you don't depend on the IGR. What you will do is to be sharing to this company 500 million, to this company 1 billion, to this one. At the end of the day, you have achieved nothing. And you have talked here about local government, area councils. You know, part of it is, you want to collect revenue, I have no problem. Who keeps the city clean? Who keeps the city clean? The FCT, is it not? Then your duty to come and collect revenue. Who does the roads? Then you go and name street and collect money. So I'll be here struggling, having high blood pressure, thinking on how to get money, thinking on how to come here for approval. You give me the approval, I go and do the roads, then you wake up, you go and collect money for somebody and give you street name. Who does that? So, I have told them, if they continue to constitute this, I will seize their 10% IGR that will pay them monthly. I will. Because it's not normal. I was chairman of council. For the management of land. On Friday, I had to direct the development control to demolish an area that somebody felt that could be about 500 hectares. Now, when the former minister was there, he left May. By June, the director of land had signed giving us 500 hectares to a company called and you can't believe it. Before we do it, Jack Robinson, they will go to court, get judgment. In fact, as I speak to you, they had to collude with the lawyers in the FCT On Friday, I went to commission the sunrise water pipe, which any good man will support that project. It competes with Disney World. If you have not gone there, I urge you to just go there and see this is the type of investment we are talking about that will create jobs for people, that bring revenue to us. Not where somebody will sit down, take away 500,000, not developing anything, but allocating it, selling, and making money. So we have decided that we are going to face them head on in court. And we are sending out most of these cases to senior lawyers. We are no longer interested in FCT, civil servant. It's embarrassing. You can't believe that this company on Friday, on Thursday, went to court to seek an order stopping my commissioning that project. And behold, the FCT lawyer supported it. So I had to come back, withdrew the file. I said, please, don't near this matter again. I said, send it to Scarborough. This is what you see daily in FCT. Land cases upon land cases, and we have all manner of this land allocated to this person, the same land allocated to this person, the same land. So litigation upon litigation. So we felt that we have to make adequate provision, and of course, we also try to support Madam Law School. When approached, we said we are going to provide for them some accommodation and some number 1.3 is for capital expenditure. Now, I will just graphic information when we decided we are overhauling our land session system. We are printing and we are having a new seal code now where there are a lot of security features that will be difficult to be able to manipulate. I will come back home for those of you to review your recertification. Don't look at it as a financial fine. It's not going to cost much, maybe 200,000, but it's important for you to have that new CFO. So it's very important that because so many things have been done and it requires a lot of surgical operation for you to be able to keep that place moving. Area council services had a mandate on us, that we of area council, so provided some of 4 billion for them. Now, let me call you back if you remember what we said in the Security Council meeting. I did say that in tackling the issue of security, there are certain operations that we call covert operations that even some people may not even know. But here in Abuja, or in FCT, no security man can be given 10,000 naira. He has to apply. You have to take it to the Barrister, who will take it to the DFA before the money will be placed in the account. Now, in that case, you don't even know whether it's the Barrister or the DFA that's giving out information regarding the operation. Those of us who are the governor, with all due respect, along that, the professor can come and tell you, we want to get operation this night. And we require 50 million naira operation. Of course, you don't need to go and call anybody. All you need to do is get 50 million naira. But now, sitting does not matter. You can't even give 500,000 naira. So there's no security vote. There's no security vote in the FCT. And so I did present this when we discussed about security issues. just to let you know that you don't forget that, because you did promise me, us, that you make sure somehow that the security will to take care of some of these challenges. And for challenge, the civil senators, Mr. Statutory, thank you very much for the opportunity and I present this budget to you. As usual, which you have already done by giving us letters of support on for quick passage so that we'll be able to take that run. Thank you very much. It's ending March. The statutory budget is ending May. Right? So there's no way we can finish this project, for example, the school project that they were going to flag. So that money alone cannot even be enough to finish it. So what we have done is to make another provision for the 2024 budget, which will make us complete it by this 2024 fiscal year. But if it is to finish as provided in the 2023 statutory budget, which next year and May June is not going to finish. But procurement has been concluded.
Secondly, the 2024 plans with what the federal government used in December in presenting the budget. You mentioned the parameters, there are about 5 of them. What I'm interested is the exchange rate. When the budget of the federal government was prepared, the exchange rate was 700. Now the exchange rate is about 1,500. And the inflation rate, as when the national budget was prepared, was 17.4. Now the latest inflation rate is about 31.45. So with this pass, Honorable Minister, don't you think that the budget will require some amendments so that it will be in tandem with the current situation?
That's why we covered it. But when the directors showed that this was the benchmark given by the federal government, so the idea was what does not go in here, even though we know as it is now, the exchange rate is 1.516 to $1. So presenting to you will mean that it is to your power to review. It is you to say, look, this is not workable. This is the way it's going to be. Even if we say, okay, it's 1.5, you can still say, no, it should be 1.4 or it should be 1.8. You have been quite realistic. Of course, you have the powers. You have the powers. You have the powers.
Thank you, my co-chairman. The honorable presentation on the marine, we agree. We adopted 1.5 to $1. So we asked them to make, not this one, the federal government adopted 1.5, so go with the 1.5. For easy, this is because I know you run into problem with some contractors, especially the vehicle, because somebody approached me that they are coming for you. You have problem. So go with the 1.5, not that we should amend, because that was what we did in the Marine Committee. Some of my colleagues here are present in that meeting. Number 2, in the chairman's speech, if FCT is like a state now by the Constitution, we should be able to make provision for security board, for quick operation and for quick intervention. Thank you.
The chairman had commented on the first thing I saw, which was the 20% capital budget performance in 2023. And I don't know what was responsible for that, because when you came last year, we were very hopeful that, particularly with the revenue performance, that you won't have any problem tackling most of these critical projects we had earmarked.
In fact, when I came was August.
Yeah?
When I came was August.
August, yes.
And so if you take from August to December, January, when all the contractors went back.
2.4%. With the rate of inflation now is almost 29%, 31%, your overhead costs will increase within this period, unless there's anything we can do to contain the inflation in the short run.
Let me tell you my experience, with all due respect. I believe most government contracts are inflated, with all due respect to you. Why is it so? The belief is that government don't pay on time. And therefore, the amount is taken high, taken into consideration, since they don't pay on time. Before they pay, we know how inflation grows, right? It may be hurting to say, but it's the truth. It is the truth. And nobody can deny that fact. Now, what we have decided to do, and that's why you see most projects are going. If this project is 10 billion naira, we have said, look, we're not going to wait more, we're getting money, we're taking them from the market and using our IGR to pay. So we have funds now attached to every project. In that case, the issue of inflation will not be much. But if you don't do that, it's just okay, this month you have 10 billion, you have 15 billion from IGR. Then you begin to share it, 500, 300, 1 billion, then you know that there's nothing you can achieve. So this is our strategy. We'll get money from the bank, and that's why we thank Mr. President for insisting on that movement TSA. In fact, that also made FCD not to embark on completing most of the projects. But if we have this funds, I will say bank, take 8-10 billion naira every year to pay for our loan, sanction of our loan. We will not have problem because the money is available. And we have said, for example, this project, Otako Hospital, we looked at it, how much will it be for us to complete it? Maybe 4 billion. So for that loan, we attach 4 billion to Otako Hospital. I you tell the contractor, look, see the fund, go ahead, you do our job. And of course, they know variation is a crime before me. Variation is a crime before me because I will pay their money I start to win you. I don't want to owe so that you don't come for variation. If you look at most of our jobs awarded 32 billion, 50 billion, it's not 190 something billion. We refused to do the billion tour. It was awarded under Obasanjo's government at the cost of 50 something billion. Now before I came, they said they have gone to PPP for variation to the cost of another 40 something billion. So I now called the contractor, okay. So it's about 100 something billion you're talking about. He said yes. I said, okay, can we have this arrangement every month, collect 3 billion as an ISP? Since you said it will take you 3 years to finish. That's okay. Take 3 billion. The contractor came back. Said no. As at the time that variation was done by PPP, it's more than 3 years and 4 years ago. And then he came back with 200 something billion as a stock. It's not a priority project. When another person comes,
They can face that. I can't carry 200 something billion and go and concentrate in one project. That's another project. I put my friend in the council. I think where is it going? Where the college is it Ravish Catapult? Do I give to something like that? Look, my argument is this. That was given Musape, right? No, was given Musape. Now, they were owing them about 6 million. Now, there was a variation, leading to about 21 billion. Now, FCT are not able to pay. The same FCT went award 190 something billion to another project. I said, come on, we are talking about this, you have not been able to pay the 6 billion. You are awarding 190 something billion. In essence, you don't want that project to go on. How much will you put in a budget a year? Right? In the next 10, 15 years, that contract will have 400 something billion. The central plan awarded a job of 7.something billion. Now they were sending memo to Federal State Council. So when I read through the memo, how much is provided for the budget? 100 million. I said, you want me to carry memo and present to ESCO for a project of 7 billion. What you provided in the budget is 100 billion. I said, take it away. I can't do that. Because in the first place, you didn't want to do that project. How can you fund project of 7 billion and you provide 100 and you don't know? I mean, it does not work so. That's why I said, no, I'm not going to be referred to if you don't have money. That's the way. If we have money, we'll go on. When we finish that, then we can go to the other ones. But just for the sake of, let's leave it a lot of projects. At the end of the day, you've not achieved 10%. It does not make any sense. So this is what we're trying to do at the end of the day. Thank you.
Yes, finally from the administration this year, through the statutory budgets. You recall, Honorable Minister, that last year I did express concern over the need to open new areas. And you are doing a great job in that sector now. But in 16.3, you summarize the engineering infrastructure you have planned for most of the areas. I didn't see the Maitama 2, which I raised last year. I raised it last year. There was something you said about some people around there not wanting bloody civilians around in that area. Don't want, but the FCDA administration had allocated land in that local Maitama 2 long ago, and many people have paid. Many people have paid their premiums and all that. So waiting for infrastructure to be put in place for them to move in. And you explained that you were having challenges with some people who were. So what I'm saying is that in the face of that conflict, it is still subsisting. There are the people that will be relocated, not the civilians. Because the truth is that there's a contractual relationship already. You're given this land, the people who were given this land had paid for them. So I was expecting to see infrastructure provision here in their plan for 2024. So that's very important. And I'm done.
Sorry, sir. The one I have to be realistic. I can't see this year, I'm telling you that I will go and give a contract of 198 billion. How much will I provide for this budget that will enable them to fit that? It's unfortunate. What I'm trying to do is to seek to this needs to be reviewed. I don't believe it is right. And also, I do tell people generally, when I was security, most of the time, I will tell you about the military. As I speak to you, this Asokoro, I am there, we are trying to do now. The military are going to block us. Yes. And like the episode who presided said, and they call each other defense, that they are going to take it on. So this is a new island. We are trying to provide infrastructure. And they have blocked us from having assets. Who can carry on? That is what I say. The military are virtually taking over something of our people are supposed to give allocation. So what I do not, because why do I give you where there's no infrastructure? Just like what you say here, they are giving 9% yes. You cannot have assets. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So if people can use their good office and use it, we can't continue this way. We don't want a situation where it will lead to a shootout, In fact, there was one committee I just set up the record. Immediately and what is that place? They were crying that the soldiers were saying the Navy effort that they will keep them is move, so I have to call on them. That's okay. Can I have the documents if this land belongs to you? The argument is, they are going to be able to perfect the paper. If you have not perfected the paper, it's not allowed. But these are the problems we are facing. And look, the way the country is now, the country is so tough that you don't need to try to make people this way. You are not helping the administration if you go by this way. Let us talk with the residents. If government will not okay, let's look for money and relocate them. But it's not what you use by force. So these are our problems that we are facing. That we believe that you can help us to solve it. Thank you. Yes. At least that is good. You are talking about one person. What about those who don't have? So this is what you are talking about. I don't know where it is there, but I'll look at it. And I can have them off. But I believe if we have something, we'll do it.
Honorable Minister,
Thank you. By FCA. So what I will do, because the Legal Secretary is here, he has said it has not to do with them. And if it is not FCA, I don't know which department will carry it, federal capital president, but I will check. If it is between us, then we will look at it. But I report has not been given to us.
Information about the council. It was an independent foundation raised by the
Thank you very much. So you can see it is. I know what I'm trying to say. It is not under our. Except you are saying that federal government will hand over to FCA or give it to Minister of Health. You talk about mining. You know, mining is not under the purview of the state. Yeah, well, the problem between states and the Minister of all states have been told not to interfere. It has to do with what they are requested the state to do is when there is illegal mining, we should be able to report and arrest those who are involved in that. But what the young boys are doing, what I like illegal mining, just to let you know, that my brother talks about bond and this. There are two ways to. Sometimes you're only helping the banks. You know, the banks can even make your job not to move fast. Now, aside for payment of contractors, I found that no payment has been made. What happened? The bank sat on it because the contractors are not using that particular bank. So they made sure that the money was not paid, they delayed it. I had to send the DFA to tell the bank the next day we're going to withdraw. It didn't take quite 15 minutes. They paid the money. So we don't give job without bond or a pitch. We don't. But sometimes it becomes disappointing. When I was governor, and that's why I say procurement law is a problem. Yeah. It's a problem. Now, what we did in our own procurement law was to amend our procurement law. Take, for example, we see the capacity of companies. Take, for example, Julius Berger. All right? We amended the law. Look, if we are sure that this company has the capacity, we pay up to 70%. Every job I did, we deal with Berger, we pay 70%. Berger has never come one day for variation. Even if when it is stated in the contract. And that's why we're able to complete our project. If we started doing by 30% a milestone, the variation you will see will be something else. Do you also know that even those who are working with you help them to bring a variation? It's madness. You don't even know what to do again. You know, so the conspiracy theory is too high. It's too high. It is too high. It's too high. Call the contractor and you reviewed it to 75. I want you to recap that so that the press can take that up. How you have saved SCT of a whooping sum of $53 million. Thank you. It has to do with the metro line. We train our people. That in 29 months. That's what? How many months?
9 months.
It's not 9 months. 29 months.
29 months for training.
29 months. So, I'm approved by FEC. Federal Council, before this administration, approved $128 million. Now, we want to know that the construction is almost completed. We already did some rehabilitation because of some damages or contamination. Now, the issue of operation market. Then they brought it. And I don't see look, except you have made your money in the construction and you don't want the job to go on. Convert $128 million. Convert it. How much is it now? I said, convert it for me. Obviously, you are saying that this thing should not go on, and it's a sabotage. I looked at it, this and this, I said, why are we paying you dollars that you Some of these are we say the engineers, some of them are not engineers, this and that. I told my team, I said, look, because it's less that it was a big argument. We argued front and back, front and back, front and back. Of course, I hesitated. I said, no, it's better, let's leave the project. You are making money. Since this year is done, you can't tell anybody $128 million to go fast. So where will I get it from? At the end of the day, the committee recommended $63
million. 63.
And I said, okay, no problem, no problem. They argued and I said, okay, this should be with that. I said, no, design must be involved as part of all. So at the end of the day, when I came up, and I had it with 75, in fact, $75 million is because of the additional work.
Yes, sir.
And since we are preparing for the opening before 29th, because there are 12 stations where they have to go and, put them in order. So that $5 million was just 1 bit in 5. So we have now agreed total of 75 million. And I told them to prepare the agreement and give them the time and start working. But because I believe there's no way for operation to train our people 128 million dollars. It's unbelievable. I'm making a note to the Federal Council that I'm frankly speaking, if they are not agreed, my suggestion was to tell this appellate, look, that's not what we can do. Because it means we can't go on with the project. What is our revenue? At $1.5 calculated to $128 million. Even $75 million calculated gives you $100 billion. So this is what we're.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Power was not that exclusive list before. It was just of recent that is apparent side the act that allows states now to. Now, power is a capital intensive project. I don't want to have life. I'm not coming here. I'm not Mr. President. I'm just an appointee. I'm just an appointee. Now, for LCT to go into power, we must look at the capital base. We must. We can have everything at the same time. I thought the basic one that people say in the city, let's fight criminality. Let's say our street lights are on. Let's stop stealing of the solar light. Let us be able to clean our city. Sanitation is key. FCT is merely depending on taxes. The one who pay, the ones who don't pay. You see me shouting every time, publishing lists of those who have not paid their grand rent. Where are we going to get the money? The national budget for us for this year, 17 billion. National budget, 17 billion. Honorable Minister, thank you very much. Thank you.
Chairman, first, FCTIRS. Under the FCTIRS, Section 23, FCT is allowed to collect property tax in collaboration with the area council. The tenement rate falls under the third schedule of the Constitution. But what is happening, like in Lagos, there is an arrangement between the area council or the local government and the Lagos state government that allows the Lagos State government to collect the tenement rate or the property tax, and certain percentage of that is given to FCT, Lagos State, and the local governments. I'm sure if we do the same thing here, if we collect tenement rate, property tax in FCT, I'm sure we will make more than 41 billion every month. This is another opportunity for us, Honorable Minister, to
I hope
broaden.
if we give you demand notice, you will pay. See, we have started. The framework is there, but it's legal issues. Some people have said, what is property tax? Some people have said, what is tenement rate? In fact, yesterday, I had an enjoyment against some of the courts about environmental something. Some of these matters, I didn't know where from the Institute of Fight, and nobody was following what you hear judgment against you. So I know that even once we start this property tax, they have a lot of litigation. And you know, when there's litigation, it is difficult for you to continue. Now, even when you say about the sanitation, I'm coming to that. Yes, the sanitation is on that little scale. Who keeps the city clean? Why should the area council collect the tax? You see, I have told the chairman of ANAC, I construct road and clean the roads. You come and name street. Who does that? No. I'm spending my time looking for money to do roads, do the sanitation. Then you wake up in the morning and go and give one street to somebody. And then you collect money. That's not possible. No, let us see. These are things we should know. But once it is the city, the government at the center has a role. It cannot be where the local government, the area council, on this whole, take for example, if you go to Kuje, right? Well, no business there. Yes, even though we clean the satellite, that who pay for the sanitation? I can tell you, this council chairman, I have. No, but I have. Because if I have just told you where we are coming to pay certain percentage to make sure teachers go back to work. We are paying 10% of our IGR to them. Yet, these things cannot be done. We should look at it. We're getting tired of some of the, sometimes you have high blood pressure because of this.
Of the FCT administration is commendable. The only thing you can tell a blind person is that there's no oil in the soup, not about salt. Because if nobody wants to test it, you will know. Mr. Minister, one thing we can assure you is our collaboration, the support of the Committee on FCT, and we urge you to continue doing the best you are. What you know how to do with is quality service delivery. We are looking forward for the date you will invite us to commission project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go on. So we thank you and we look forward to the May. At this point, I'm sure that we have exhausted all we have today, and with the permission of the chairman, I have a call for the adjournment of this budget hearing. I have moved the motion, so you can second.